I'm hot. I'm real busy today. Let me shut this off here. Been doing some cleaning, getting ready to shampoo, organize, declutter, pack away. Filled up 2 of those blue barrels with rice and beans. Could have done flour, but I didn't have enough room in the barrels for flour. I'm not going to tell you how much I got of stuff, but it's a lot. But it's not going to be enough. That's okay. It's a starting block for what I need and what I'll need for the future to keep people safe and taken care of. Getting ready to reseed out here in the garden. Getting real close. Yesterday I started mending the soil with some compost. I continued that today. I flipped over some dirt. Been raking. Still got a lot of raking to do. I think I'm going to bring over probably 4 more of those compost containers and dump that here. I'm going to say it's right around 100 square feet. See right here, all the way to the peppers, to the zucchini, to the Brussels sprouts, and I took it closer to the fence. Probably going to be a lot of beans. Beans will be easy to store. On the other side where I had my celery, I think I'm putting carrots. And I think that'll work out pretty good. I've got about 6 gallons of pickles. I expect I may give 4 more quarts away. 2 of them for sure. And that'll leave 5 gallons of pickles. Yep, I've got zucchini to pick, tomatoes to pick, zucchini to prune, tomatoes to prune. Peppers. They're nice looking plants, aren't they? They haven't been big producers. I think it needs pruned, and I'm going to have to do that very soon. So tomorrow, if the rain holds back, I plan to do some pruning, some tying. I'll do some more compost and raking. Probably not so much work on the inside tomorrow, other than cooking. I'm going to make a big pot of stew. I am sweaty. See my shiny fingers? Alright. I think that's what I wanted to show you out here. Yep. So that's what I got going on here. Moved my stones. You can see I've got big clumps here. Gotta rake this stuff out. Continue to bust it up. I've worked on the bigger pieces. These will come to the edge. Not much you can do when they're hard like that. Just bust them, and mix them up. See the zucchini there? Take a look. See any more in there? It's a jungle, that's for sure. I do see some in there growing. I'm not so sure about these Brussels sprouts. I almost think I ought to just pull these up. I make some real good compost and rabbit food. I've got good rabbit food. So I don't know that I need them for that. But these are not going to produce the Brussels sprouts, and the more nutrients they suck, the worse off I am. So that's kind of where I'm thinking here is I might want to put some cucumbers. I can run them up here. I really don't know. Not yet. First, prepare the ground. If I plant here, it'll probably be beans. That'll probably be the wisest thing to do. And if I want to grow more cucumber or zucchini or squash, I guess that's the spot for it. So there, you've got to hear my brainstorm. I definitely have pruning to do on my tomatoes. I did do a little watering today. I'll show my other friends to you. Alright, we're over here by these little babies. They did get a watering today. They've been getting a little stress, but I think they're doing okay. They've got a nice lime green color to them. A couple little leaves. This one's turned yellow. Matter of fact, I had to pull. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. But I think these are starting to flower. This one's starting to seem awful fuzzy. It's fuzzy looking to me. I don't know. That might not be the proper word. This is my little pot tree. Now, if you look at this one, you can see the little horns sticking up at the base of these stems. That's new. So I'm thinking that's a sign of something is happening. These are suspected to be starting their flowering process, so that's where they stand. I am going to add some more dirt on the top just to keep it from eroding away. And see what happens. Ooh, I love this song. It's badass. Well, there you go. Bad song here. Yeah, right. YouTube's gonna give me a copyright strike if I play any more of that. I'm gonna watch that video because that song's in my head. Anyway, I did make some notes. Had not much here. Thought about buying beer and skipping notes altogether, but I don't really drink. Notes. Look at that. Yes. My mind has been running all day, as well as my body. Got a lot of stuff done today. It's been a great day. Had my mind in good places. Preparing for the future. Getting my mind ready, working out plans, figuring things out. And one of my thoughts was drawing lines. So that's really what this is about. It's drawing lines. What you're going to allow to be done to you. What you will allow yourself to do to others. Boundaries are very important. You have to protect yourself and protect your future. Protect those around you that you love. So boundaries are important. But that's also the thing, drawing lines, and a man's actions have consequences, good and bad. Sure do. So there's a right way to do a lot of different things. And what's right and wrong? Well, a lot of that gets debated. In the end, we'll all be judged. So I'm going to read this. It's not really a script, but it's really definitely a guide to help me stop quibbling. Because one thing I was thinking is, you get a situation, whatever it may be, people's like, I'll do this, I'll do that. I'll do this, I'll do that. Yeah, alright. So, tell me about it. What are you gonna do? Someone talks bad to your wife. Do you warn them? Do you think you're gonna jump up and do something about it? Somebody puts a hand on your kid. Those are pretty easy situations. What if somebody comes up to you at the club Man talks to your girlfriend. Oh, man talk to my girlfriend. I'm gonna whoop his ass. Well, you think so? Alright. Well, I'm not the type that's gonna tell you that I will do this or I will do that. Now, granted, in prepper situations, I do like to come up with ideas, and I will verbalize those. But as far as dealing with certain situations, I'm not telling you what the hell I'll do, when I'll do it, and why. I mean, really, tactical security there. I don't want to give you my intelligence. So, basically, you get to see when the time comes what I do. What I can tell you is, as far as things like my wife, I love my wife. And I don't disrespect my wife. So, Lord have mercy on somebody who makes the choice to cross those lines. And that goes for most anybody I love. Some people I love more than others and put up with a lot less, but you still end up with different situations with different people, and you can think that you will do this or you will do that and have a plan. And that's what you have in prepper situations as well, and security situations. You can have a plan, but the problem isn't just for me. Okay, it's not about what I plan to do. Okay, it's being ready to do what I plan. Okay, and there is a big difference. Big difference. What I do today in my current life is to be prepared for my future in so many different ways. I am working and planning and working on my plans to move forward toward the future. And I think that's normal for most people. Of course, I'm the crazy guy that pictures himself heading to a different future. Watching everybody else I think is crazy that doesn't think they're heading to anything different at all. I mean, I don't know which is crazier. To me, it's people who don't see the changes and think that these changes are not going to stay. They're staying. And there's more coming. I'm telling you. Alright? So, and that's here too. I wrote down, farther down my notes, it's be ready for changes. Alright? So, being ready to do what I planned. Well, I'll tell you, since we touched on the being violent in a way, because I know that's what most people thinking, and what I'm thinking when I talk about crossing those lines in certain situations. But I'm not violent. I'm not a violent guy. I don't support violence. I've spent time observing violence, various kinds. I've learned various ways of dispatching severe pain. But not in the least do I wish to deliver it. I don't wish that upon myself. So, I don't really get into situations where I have to even consider that. You know, I don't surround myself with people to put me in that kind of situation. And if my people put me in a bad situation like that, well, guess what? They have consequences too, because that ain't my gig. That ain't my gig. There's better ways. You may not be able to avoid violence at all points, because there are pieces of shit out there, but there's usually a better way. Sometimes things don't go like you thought they would, so be ready. Be ready for changes. Divine timing. It's something. Yep. Things are going to fall the way they're going to fall. And there's only so much that we're going to do about any of it. You know, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. It's a good way to see anything in life. That's the end of my notes, but the point is 2020. Move over here, it's not so dark. But I'm sitting back and having a smoke. Forgot my fan is on because it's hot. "2020 has brought a lot of change already. I mean, it's so easy. You don't even have to really go too many places. Anybody who's got a job, anybody who goes to anywhere, can see obvious changes. And aside from just wearing masks and goggles, masks while they're walking down the sidewalk, masks in their motherfucking car, that ain't all of it. You know, it's the looks from the people whose minds are washed. They think I'm just an asshole, defiant. So fucking what if I am just defiant? Got rights to be what I am, just like everybody else. You know, so I've drawn lines. I've drawn lines for years. My lines have changed. I'm adaptable. I try to be methodical. I grew up into a man who is burdened with many, many emotions. But I've worked a great deal to not live off those emotions. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who can feel rage? I believe that's in my blood. But I am not controlled by that. I have fought too hard to be given into it as well. So I'll save my rage for somebody who truly deserves it and deserves to see some wrath. Until then, hope for peace. Personally, I'd rather twitch an eyebrow and have you disintegrate than have to lay a hand on you. But that'd be God taking care of you. I don't know that he can do stuff like that anyway. Maybe. Don't know. But the thing is, we got more changes coming. I'm not sure how extreme they're gonna get, but there's no better time than right now, other than yesterday and years ago, to start drawing lines on what you will put up with. You can't be forced for a lot of things, because you're going to have a choice. And there'll be situations here in our future, I do believe, that it will surely seem like we're being forced into something. But it's important to remember that everything in the imaginary world, in the fiction, it's all an offer. It's an offer to the living man to accept. It's up to you to accept it. Alright, so you need to see clearly. I hope you're starting to. Who knows, maybe in a year from now, I'll look back on all this and I'll just examine where I'm wrong. If I'm right, a year from now, ain't nobody looking at this. Ain't nobody looking at nothing. Hard to say what'll be a year from now, but a year from now, I don't picture it being anything like it is today. Nothing. At least not much. But that's the thing. those changes are in this imaginary system, this imaginary world. And I don't feel like I belong in this imaginary world anyway. So, let it die. I could give a damn. For now, I'll just move along and prepare for when it does die. If I'm wrong, we got lots of food. We won't be starving. We won't have to buy groceries at ridiculously increased rates. So, doesn't matter if I am crazy. Done.